Water. It's been called the liquid of life and is one of our most valuable resources. Without water, we'd be unable to exist. Water is the main substance of all living things. 2/3 of our bodies are made of water. Water covers 3/4 of the Earth's surface. But while plentiful, only 3% is fresh or usable water. The rest of the supply is either salt water or frozen in glaciers or ice caps. The United States consumes 250 billion gallons of water a day, more than 1,000 gallons per person. Toledoans consume approximately 80 million gallons of water each day. But how does your water get to you? And what should you know about the water you use and drink every day? We'll answer these questions about your water supply in Toledo's Water, the Purification Path from lake to tap. We often take water for granted because it is there at the turn of a faucet. But water does not naturally exist in your home. It must be sent to you. Turning on your home faucet is only the last step in the water process. The water journey begins with the hydraulic cycle. The sun, a key instrument in the water process, heats the Earth's land and water supplies, causing evaporation. This evaporated moisture is then carried into the atmosphere where it cools and eventually falls back to the Earth as rain, snow, and other forms of precipitation. The water then runs into rivers, lakes, oceans, and ponds, or it is absorbed by the soil. Sources of fresh or usable water include lakes, streams, and rivers. Toledo gets its water supply from a lake source, the Great Lakes, or more specifically, Lake Erie. While it is fresh water, it is not naturally pure. All water contains natural substances such as bacteria and algae. As is, the water would be unsuitable for drinking and must be purified or cleaned before you use it. Toledo's water supply goes through a 7-step process of purification. It begins here, 12 miles from Toledo in Lake Erie. 3 miles from shore is an intake crib, a concrete structure 83 feet wide, extending 24 feet below the lake's surface. Here, the lake water is collected as it flows down into the crib through 16 large openings. The water will travel 3 miles through a 9-foot concrete pipe located under the lake's bottom. The pipe connects the intake crib to the low-service pumping station located on shore. The water enters the low-service station through 2 deep basins. The basins are equipped with rotating screens. As the water passes through, it is strained of large debris such as logs, branches, and fish. Low service indicates that the water is now being pumped at a very low pressure. As the water leaves the low service station, it is treated with activated carbon. The carbon absorbs materials in the water, which produce foreign tastes and odors. The carbon mixes with the water as it travels 4 to 6 hours through underground pipes to the Collins Park Water Treatment Plant in Toledo. The water enters the treatment plant through 2 raw water channels or twin flumes. Here, liquid alum is added and thoroughly mixed with the water. Liquid alum is used to cause the small impurities in the water, which are not visible to the naked eye, to attract to one another. As they collect, they become heavier and form flock. This heavier flock is later removed from the water. From the flumes, the water flows into large flocculation basins. As large paddle wheels mix the water, lime and soda ash are added. Lime and soda are used to soften the water. Water softening is a process of removing magnesium and calcium ions from the water. If left in the water, these ions would inhibit soap from sudsing. From the flocculation basins, the water and newly formed floc pass into sedimentation basins. It takes about 4 hours for the water to move through these basins. This slow rate allows the floc and other substances to settle to the bottom. At the bottom of the basins, slow-moving scrapers push the floc to one end, where it is then removed through pipes and pumped to a lagoon. At the outlet of the sedimentation basins, carbon dioxide vapor is mixed into the water to chemically stabilize it. Stabilizing water reduces the amount of chemical buildup in pipes and fixtures. From these sedimentation basins, the water moves on to sand filters. The filters are made of layers of coal, sand, and gravel, 3.5 feet deep. As the water trickles through the layers, the fine particles remaining in the water are caught. This method of filtering water through sand has been used for centuries. It's been documented that ancient Egyptians used this method to filter their drinking water. After filtration, chlorine and fluorides are added to the water. Chlorine to kill any remaining bacteria, and fluoride to reduce tooth decay. These additives mix with the water as it travels to an underground reservoir containing a 70 million gallon supply of treated water. This reservoir permits a steady rate of treatment, filtration, and distribution. Should there be an increase or decrease in water usage, the excesses are taken from or stored in this reservoir. At the present time, the maximum use of water in the Toledo area is about 120 million gallons of water per day. The largest amount of water ever pumped was on July 7, 1988, when the plant distributed approximately 147 million gallons of water in one day. Enough water to fill over 2,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. In addition to treatment of the water, the plant also tests and monitors the water's safety and quality continuously. Tests are conducted at each stage of the water treatment process for a variety of bacteria and organic chemicals. Over 45 different tests are done on the water, many every hour. Testing for materials such as pesticides, lead, and other metals is verified with outside labs. This extensive testing and treatment ensures your water quality is maintained at the highest standard possible. After the water is treated, filtered, and tested, it is ready for your use. But how does the water get from the treatment plant to your home? From the underground reservoir, the water travels to the high-service pumping station located next to the treatment plant. The high-service station contains 6 large pumping units. Since Toledo does not have elevated storage, it is necessary to continually pump the water. High service indicates that the water is now being pumped at a much greater force. Through the entire city, an underground network of pipelines carries the water to your neighborhood. Water mains, large pipes ranging from 1 to 6 feet in diameter, provide the water to various areas. At present, the Collins Park Water Treatment Plant provides water service to 454,000 customers in the city of Toledo, as well as Lucas, Wood, and Monroe counties. As we move away from the treatment plant, the pipes become smaller in size. Service lines, pipes 1 or 2 inches in diameter, connect the house or business to the water mains. Water supplies for each individual house can be turned on or shut off at the curb stop, where the service line meets the property line. Your house also consists of a network of pipes, so the water can reach to where it is needed. How much water you use is measured by the use of a meter located in your home. The process of water treatment, distribution, and usage is a continuous responsibility. The Collins Park Water Treatment Plant operates 24 hours a day, treating and distributing your water without interruption. Should there be any difficulties in the system's operation, backup devices permit all services to continue should repairs be needed. The services of purification and treatment performed at Collins Park Water Treatment Plant are necessary in order to produce the finest drinking water in the country, because clean water is our most valuable and vital resource. Water is the liquid of life.
Some more water, Mom?